What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unplugged and Uncut, the new source for sports, news, and entertainment. You're kicking it with your boy Unique, and today we're gonna get into the San Antonio Spurs dropping trade deadline bombs left and right. That is right. Breaking the mode from what they normally do. How does that affect the team now and in the future? But before we get started, if you have not taken the time to hit that subscribe button, make sure you do. We're giving away the PlayStation 5 and the game of your choice once we hit 100,000 subscribers. Not to mention all the other prizes we're giving away along the journey. So take this journey with us and let's go. Let's get into these San Antonio Spurs because they were making headlines today. That is right. The Spurs, we got 3 trades to talk about that basically happened around the trade deadline. We're going to get into the first one, the Spurs and the Raptors. And the Spurs did something I asked for a while back. They go ahead and trade Thaddeus Young, Drew Eubanks, and a 2022, so basically this year's second round draft pick. They're going to get Goran Dragic, he's going to get bought out, and a top 14 protected first round pick this year. So the Spurs basically flipped Thaddeus Young for a first round pick. That is not bad at all. Also, the Spurs got into the action earlier with the Jazz and the Blazers. They were able to flip Juan Hernangomez for Thomas Satoransky in the second round pick. Not bad at all. And then, of course, the blockbuster trade for the San Antonio Spurs that shook the Spurs Nation to the core. I mean, we even got a tweet from DeJounte Murray saying WTF. Y'all know what that stands for. That's right. The Spurs send out homegrown, drafted, fan favorite Derek White for Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, and a this year top 4 first round pick. So it's protected in the top 4 basically. So the Spurs come out of this deal out of all these deals with a couple extra first round picks this year, another second round pick. Now the only player that I see sticking with them, well actually 3, they'll probably keep Josh Richardson. He's actually a really good player, not bad at all. Romeo Langford, they'll probably want to see what they got with him, being a young player and a former 14th overall pick. And then Thomas Satoransky, I don't know if they're going to buy him out. We got to look at that and see what's going to happen with him. He might stick around as well. But I definitely think they're going to buy out Goran Dragic. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. And he's probably going to wind up, guys, hooking up with his homie Luka Doncic down in Dallas, so he doesn't have to go that far after the trade, so that's good for him. But man, so the Spurs shake up everything, the future and the present. So let's look at the roster and the projected starting lineup. The Spurs are probably going to run out there at point guard DeJounte Murray, Devin Vassell, KJ, Doug McBuckets, and Jakob Poeltl. So basically you just slot Devin Vassell into that starting lineup and you run the same squad as is. Now the second unit gets interesting depending on if you want to go with the youngsters and the players that have been there. I would say that's probably the approach we'll see Pop take. So we'll probably see Trey Jones, Josh Primo, Lonnie Walker, Zach Collins, and Jacques Landale eating up most of the bench units. I could see some minutes also going to Romeo Langford here and there to see what you got there. Thomas Satoransky, if you keep him. Josh Richardson, because he's a two-way player. And also don't forget about the two-way contracts. Devontae Cacok has been beasting, averaging over 10 rebounds a game in the D-League. And he could get some spot minutes. And then Joe Wieskamp as well, the three-point gunner, could get some spot minutes. So you're looking at a team that is not quite good enough to make the playoffs. If they play games hard enough, they could make a play-in tournament, but is that what they're going for? Is the goal 26 wins? You know, that would set Pop and the Spurs with the all-time record. That's right, Pop would get the all-time record if he hits that 26 win goal. Are they trying to win more than that? Or are they trying to get those picks and set up for next year? Because if they get more than 26 wins, right now their picks are projected to be the 6th pick, the 18th pick, and the 20th pick. That's right, 3 first-round picks this year, guys. Projected 6th, 18th, and 20th. And that is not bad at all. But if you win too many games, that 6th pick could start to slide a little bit and start to look like an 8th, a 9th, a 10th, or an 11th pick. And that is another big but right here. That's right, another big but. But if you win too many games, you're going to mess up your draft position. And I think that's what the Spurs are going for. I think this is trades that are going to set up for next year, guys. Look out for the Spurs to come out balling next year. And the reason I say that is I did Tankathon one time. I don't know if y'all can see it right here on my screen, but I blew it up as much as I could to try and help y'all see. I did it one time, and the Spurs got lucky with the ping pong bounce, and they wound up with the #1 draft pick. But let's say they don't get the #1 draft pick, and you do got the 6th, the 18th, and the 20th, or those picks round up somewhere in there. You could possibly trade for that #1 draft pick. That is right. Maybe offer 3 first-round picks for this year's first-round pick. And how that would break down is maybe you give the 6th and the 20th pick and a future first-round pick, or the 6th and the 18th and the future first-round pick for that ability to draft #1 and take a transcendent talent in Jabari Smith. Now, I got lucky with the ping pong balls when I did it right here, guys. As you can see on Tankathon, and the Spurs did get him #1. But if you're able to pull that off, you still got the 1st pick and possibly the 18th or the 20th pick in this year's draft. And that could set you up for a really nice looking young team moving forward. So if the Spurs get lucky and are able to either get the 1st-round pick or the first #1 pick, or they're able to trade for that #1 pick, you could be looking at a starting lineup of DeJounte Murray, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jabari Smith playing for Rookie of the Year with Jakob Poeltl holding down the fort. That sounds like a pretty good team to me. And then you still got the youngsters off the bench. Trey Jones, Josh Primo, Lonnie Walker IV. If you sign him, you sign him. If you don't, you don't. You got Josh Richardson there for 1 more year. Jacques Lindell and Zach Collins. Not sure what you do with your 2-ways. I think you keep them. You did draft Wieskamp, and Devontae Kaycock has looked pretty good. He could provide that, at least that Drew Eubanks role, that end of the bench big, who's going to come up there and gobble rebounds. So I would keep Devontae Kaycock definitely. And you also have a lot of cap room. You'll be one of the teams with cap room for next year as well. So I'm going to give the Spurs overall for their work today. And Brian Wright, even though I have been hard on him in the past, I'm going to give him a B+. Now, this could have been an A. Today could have been an A. That is right. They almost swung the fences for a 4th draft pick, guys. They did not hit the home run on this one. You could have seen a possible Kai Jones, PJ Washington, Jakob Poeltl with the 1st-round pick coming to the Spurs as well deal. And then you could have also saw John Collins come to the Spurs. So that's why I'm saying it wasn't an A. There was a couple deals that were also out there that, and you know what? B+ is really good. That's an 89 out of 100. Yeah, I'm talking about, that's an 89. They almost was in the 90 range. Almost perfect. But you're going on a lot of what ifs and what could happen when you're betting on draft capital to turn out. Now, if you are able to turn those ping pong balls into Jabari Smith, then this was A++++. But even if you're not able to turn that into Jabari Smith, and you're able to come out with a Chet Holmgren, Apollo Banchero, and I just messed his name all up, I'm so sorry. Jalen Duren, AJ Griffin, Johnny Davis. I mean, there's some really good players in this draft as well, so maybe you don't get the best of the best. Or at least one of the best of the best, because some people might go with Chet Holmgren as the #1 pick, or also, you know, the homie out of Duke. So, a lot of options there. Let's see what the Spurs do as we come up into the draft. We'll start to look into some of these prospects and also see if we hear any rumblings about the Spurs trying to move up into that draft, into that #1 spot. But guys, man, this has been a wild day. It's actually my second video we dropped on the trades. We got all the other teams coming up as well, so don't worry, we will get to your team next, because it's a lot of teams being affected today. I think the next team I'm gonna get into is the Brooklyn Nets, so make sure you tune into that. But your boy is out for now. Peace. Oh, and one more thing, guys, before I go. I will be checking in the comments to see how everybody feels about all the draft compensation the Spurs received, the players, see what the Spurs fans think, the NBA fans, just to see how everybody feels about this one. It was a wild day once again, but man, your boy out. Y'all make sure y'all have a blessed day. Peace.